Though not all Buffy the Vampire Slayer seasons are created equal, each installment of the iconic fantasy series features a standout episode that fans are still talking about. Buffy ran for 7 seasons, which all consisted of big battles with big bads, emotional romances and relationships, and plenty of monsters of the week. The show succeeded largely because of its tried-and-true formula, but it was often when it stepped outside the box that Buffy delivered its most perfect episodes. These range from an episode with almost no dialogue to a musical episode that forever changed television. Prophecy Girl, Season 1, Episode 12. It's an emotional Season 1 finale for the titular Vampire Slayer, as Buffy learns of a prophecy that sees her facing off against the Master only to be killed. Though she initially plans to flee, Buffy accepts her fate and stays to fight the show's first big bad. While she does indeed die, Xander revives her, and she's able to take on the Master again, this time saving the day. Prophecy Girl is the Buffy Season 1 episode that proved the show is a masterpiece. Sarah Michelle Gellar is exquisite in showing us Buffy's arc from a terrified teenage girl who doesn't want to die to a badass superhero worthy of her Slayer title, and it's a thrilling ride. Though the final fight between Buffy and the Master isn't nearly as spectacular as future season finale boss battles, Prophecy Girl makes up for that with how satisfying it is. Buffy is all about butt-kicking women, proving those who underestimated them wrong, and in this episode, Buffy shows us that not even death can slow her down. Becoming Part 2, Season 2, Episode 22. Becoming Part 2 is another heart-wrenching season finale, with its tear-jerking emotional climax between Buffy and Angel. With the fate of the world at stake, Buffy is finally ready to kill Angelus, but when Willow's soul restoration spell works, Angel returns. Sadly, it's too late, and Buffy must send her lover to hell mere moments after getting him back. This Buffy episode easily features one of Gellar's best performances, as the emotions on her face when she realizes it's Angel she must kill, not Angelus, should have been enough to win her an Emmy. No matter if you're Team Angel or Team Spike, Becoming Part 2 proves that Buffy and Angel are truly a love for the ages, and this is the saddest chapter in their doomed romance. Beyond that, this is also one of the biggest moments for Buffy as a hero with a secret identity, as she finally reveals the truth to Joyce, and their ensuing fight emotionally destroys the viewer with how fraught it is. This is also the first time Willow really uses magic, dark magic, no less, thus setting the stage for her to become the powerful witch she turns into. The Prom, Season 3, Episode 20. The Prom is Buffy's ultimate high school as hell episode. Emotions are high as the teenage rite of passage is around the corner, especially after Angel breaks up with Buffy. However, when a spurned student plans to unleash hellhounds at the prom, Buffy buries her sorrows in her Slayer duties. She dispenses with the demons, wins the Class Protector Award, and enjoys one last dance with Angel. For an episode in which nobody dies, this is an emotional rollercoaster for Buffy. She may not have had to send Angel to hell, but in a way, that's what makes the breakup so devastating. There's no immediate, world-saving reason for it. Watching Buffy sob in Willow's lap reminds us that she's not just a superhero but a teenager, too. Of course, the Class Protector Award scene is the ultimate reversal of fortune, and watching Buffy's classmates acknowledge her heroics is one of the show's most touching moments. There's a reason The Prom is Gellar's favorite Buffy episode because, as she says, it was recognizing her, she thought she was invisible, and that they didn't know who she was. But they saw her for who she really was. Hush, Season 4, Episode 10. A rare standout Buffy Monster of the Week episode, Hush sees Sunnydale thrown into silent chaos when the gentlemen descend upon the town. These spooky monsters steal the voices of the townspeople in order to cut out the hearts of their victims without making a sound. Both Buffy and the Initiative work separately to save the day, resulting in her and Riley discovering each other's identities. Being virtually dialogue-free, Hush could have come across as a cheap gimmick, but thanks to the cast's unmatchable talent, it's riveting, and equal parts terrifying and hilarious. Hush also directly speaks to Buffy's current relationship storyline, as there's so much going unsaid between her and Riley. The end of the episode, where they can once again speak but can't find the words, is haunting. But really, it's the gentlemen who steal the show here. By far the best villains of Buffy Season 4, and in contention for the whole show, just about every Buffy fan is still terrified of them, and must mentally prepare for Hush on rewatches. The concept of "you're gonna die screaming, but you won't be heard" is pure nightmare fuel, plain and simple. The Body Season 5, Episode 16. In The Body, Buffy's biggest emotional gut punch of an episode, Buffy arrives home to find her mother, Joyce, having died of a brain aneurysm. What follows is a very sobering, very UN supernatural story of a young woman dealing with the immediate death of a parent as her friends try to help her and make sense of it all. The Body has been hailed as not just one of Buffy's best episodes, but one of the best television episodes of all time, thanks to its incredibly realistic portrait of grief. The episode famously has no music, refusing to tell the audience how to feel and forcing them to see the real-life horrors through Buffy's POV, which is full of deafening silence and distorted images. The Scoobies all process the news differently, with Anya's "no one will explain to me why" speech being a particular standout. A former vengeance demon, Anya is new to humanity and how we deal with death, but her childlike confusion is something we all feel deep down. Anyone who ever dismissed Buffy as a silly supernatural teen show had to eat their words when The Body first aired. Once More, with Feeling, Season 6, Episode 7. By far Buffy's highest-rated episode, Once More, with Feeling, is the iconic musical episode that sees a demon putting an enchantment on Sunnydale's residents in which they're forced to sing their feelings. Tara sings about her fulfilling love for Willow, Spike his unrequited love for Buffy, Xander his fear of marriage, and Anya her fear of bunnies. And, oh yeah, Buffy reveals that her friends pulled her out of heaven. On paper, there's no way this episode should have worked as well as it did, but as any theater kid will tell you, musicals are all about committing 100%, and the Buffy cast certainly understood the assignment. Not only did they give it their all, but many are incredible singers, with Amber Benson a particular standout as Tara. Like with Hush, Once More, with Feeling puts the Buffy plot first. Up until this point in Season 6, the Scoobies were leaving so much unsaid amongst each other, and while sharing your feelings can be cathartic, it can also be heartbreaking, as we see that it's just as crushing for Buffy to tell her friends the truth about her resurrection as it is for them to hear it. Conversations with Dead People, Season 7, Episode 7.